The date was November 30th, 2003, the engagement day of Girish and Shubha, residents of Bengaluru. Following the engagement, preparations for the wedding began, but in the midst of this, a shocking incident occurred. The family, which was eagerly preparing for their son's wedding, found their son's corpse just 4 days after the engagement. So, how did the boy die just 4 days after the engagement? Who were the murderers and where are they now? Most importantly, how was the case uncovered? Let's learn everything in a sequential manner in this video. This case created a sensation throughout Bengaluru. The crime was executed with meticulous planning and conspiracy. However, the police located the culprit, and the way they solved the case was commendable. So, to learn everything, make sure to stay until the end of the video. But first, quickly subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. The two key characters in this story are 27-year-old software engineer Girish and 21-year-old law graduate Shubha Narayanan. Girish was studying at BMS College in Bengaluru in 2003, and both families had known each other for almost 15 years. At the end of 2003, both families mutually decided to arrange the marriage between Girish and Shubha. After everything was settled, on November 30th, 2003, Girish and Shubha got engaged with great pomp. After the engagement, it was decided that their wedding would take place in April 2004. Until this point, everything seemed perfectly normal. However, behind the scenes, a different story was unfolding, as some individuals were plotting something sinister. After the engagement, preparations for the wedding began. Girish and Shubha started talking to each other. One day, Shubha asked Girish to take her out for dinner. Excited by her invitation, Girish agreed to go to dinner. On the evening of December 3, 2003, after finishing work, Girish headed directly to Shubha's location and took her out for dinner on his scooter. He informed his family about going out for dinner and promised to be back by 10 p.m. However, it was past 10 p.m., and Girish had not returned. His family waited for him, and then a call came from the famous Manipal hospital in Bengaluru. They were informed that their son was admitted in a very serious condition. Upon hearing this, Girish's parents immediately called Shubha, who informed them that while they were returning from dinner, some thugs attempted to rob them, and in the process, Girish was attacked, resulting in his critical condition. Girish's parents rushed to the hospital, but by the time they arrived, Girish's condition had deteriorated significantly. The doctors made every effort to save him but declared him dead at 8:05 a.m. on December 4, 2003, just 4 days after the engagement. This was a great shock for Girish's parents. Where they were once dreaming of their son's marriage, they were now preparing for his funeral. On the same day, December 4, 2003, Girish's father, Venkatesh, filed an FIR related to the case at the Viveknagar police station. After the FIR was registered, the police sprang into action and began their investigation. The only witness available was Shubha, who was present with Girish at the time of the incident. The police first recorded Shubha's statement. In her statement, Shubha mentioned that they had dinner at an upscale restaurant in Bengaluru and were on their way home. While crossing the Airview point on the ring road, she requested Girish to stop so they could watch the landing and takeoff of flights at Hal Airport. According to Shubha's statement, Girish complied and stopped his scooter to enjoy the view. However, shortly after they stopped, some thugs appeared and attempted to rob them. According to Shubha, Girish protested against the robbery, during which one of the thugs hit him on the left side of his head with a heavy iron rod, causing him to lose consciousness. After the attack, Shubha sought help from passers-by, and eventually a driver stopped his car, allowing her to rush Girish to Manipal Hospital. She also informed their families about the incident. Shubha's statement did not raise any suspicion, as there had been numerous robbery incidents in that area. The police continued their investigation with the angle of robbery. Weeks passed, but there was no breakthrough in the case. During the investigation, the police learned that Girish's engagement had taken place only 4 days before his death. To understand the situation better, they decided to review the engagement video. Upon watching the video, A senior police officer noticed that Shubha appeared unusually quiet and lost. They also observed that her behavior in the hospital and during questioning seemed odd. Because of her strange behavior, the police began to suspect Shubha. However, they decided to extend their investigation before making any hasty conclusions. Despite mobile phones not being common at that time, the police recognized the need to review Shubha's call details to uncover any leads. When they obtained Shubha's call records, they found that she had made an astonishing 73 calls to a particular number on the day of the incident, alongside hundreds of text messages. Upon investigating this number, it was found to belong to a boy named Arun Varma, who was a first-year law student at BMS College, 2 years junior to Shubha. The police began collecting information on Arun Varma. During questioning, friends of both Shubha and Arun revealed that they were in a romantic relationship. After gathering this information, the police decided to detain Arun Varma for questioning. Arun admitted that he was friends with Shubha, but denied any involvement in the incident. He maintained that he was not in Bengaluru on the day of the incident. With insufficient evidence against Arun, the police released him, but continued to keep an eye on him. Eventually, the police got a significant breakthrough when Arun, shortly after being released, contacted Shubha. This raised suspicions about what was being concealed from the police. Further inquiries were conducted, including questioning Shubha's close friends and beautician. Shubha's beautician disclosed that Shubha was unhappy about the engagement and had openly stated that even if engaged, she wouldn't marry Girish and would leave home with Arun. Days passed after the incident on December 3, 2003, and by January 2004, there had still been no arrests. However, testimonies began to support further suspicions against Shubha. During an intensive round of questioning, Shubha eventually revealed shocking details. She confessed to being in love with Arun and wanting to marry him, despite her family's opposition. When her family discovered her alleged affair, they insisted on her marriage with Girish. Shubha tried to avoid the marriage, but the engagement took place nonetheless. Understanding that the marriage would likely occur, Shubha sought Arun's help to prevent it. When Arun was unsure of what to do, he confided in his cousin, Dinesh, to seek assistance. Dinesh introduced Arun to Venkatesh, who had connections with a local thug. During a meeting at BMS College, Shubha, Arun, Dinesh, and Venkatesh schemed to eliminate Girish. Initially, Arun and Venkatesh followed Girish for days, but their plans failed to materialize. Eventually, Arun decided to use Shubha's help to lure Girish. Once the plan was set, Shubha invited Girish for dinner. On their way back, she requested to stop at Airview Point under the pretense of watching flights. Unbeknownst to Girish, this was part of the plot. Once there, Arun, Dinesh, and Venkatesh attacked Girish with the iron rod as he admired the view. After the assault, they fled, and Shubha feigned distress, seeking help from passers-by, and rushed Girish to the hospital, concocting a robbery story for the police. During police inquiry, it was revealed that Shubha was modern and had a preference for a Western lifestyle, while Girish preferred simplicity. This difference contributed to Shubha's desire to avoid marriage with Girish, ultimately leading her to take such a heinous step. Following Shubha's admission, on January 25, 2004, she, along with Arun, Dinesh, and Venkatesh, was arrested. The police recovered the iron rod used in the attack from a nearby forest. The trial began on February 25, 2004 at Mayo Hall Court, but the case was soon shelved, leading Girish's father to fight for justice alone. After years of no proceedings, Girish's father died of a heart attack on December 18, 2007, causing public outcry regarding the judicial system's failure. This prompted regular hearings in a fast-track court starting December 19, 2007. After a lengthy trial, in July 2010, Shubha, Arun, and the others were sentenced to life imprisonment, with additional fines imposed. Both Girish's family and the defense appealed the verdict, with the family demanding the death penalty for the culprits. The Karnataka High Court upheld the lower court's life sentences. While Shubha secured bail after serving 52 months, the others remain incarcerated. What are your thoughts on this entire story? Please share in the comments. If you enjoyed our efforts, Don't forget to like this video and share it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, quickly do so to stay updated with more such crime stories. Thank you.